Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Bert's here. Continuing on our playthrough of F1 Manager 2024 as team principal Ricky Bobby under Jeangirardracing. Got Danny Rick and Oscar Piastri taking the wheel for us. We've got round 23 in Qatar coming up next. We did pretty good in Vegas last time out. Let's check the standings. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, P7, P9. So double points finish. I think Oscar did finish a place under where he started, but that is all right because we got double points that weekend, so not too shabby. Let's go ahead and check our inbox here. Post-race results. Qatar is going to need medium speed performance. So then here's our car part test results. So we will have to change out some more parts. I do believe we have replacements for all of these, but we'll check here in a moment. And yes, we were in debt. The board was losing confidence in us, but we did get a payout, as you can see here. So we are now out of debt. And chassis number 1 is in low stock. But will they last us till the end of the race? So end of the season. We probably will have to replace another rear wing on Oscar's car before the final race of the season. But there we go. We'll go ahead and get those components switched out. So brand new parts for Oscar there. Second chassis is doing pretty good. Hopefully we can get the last 2 races out of it. And the new underfloor obviously will have plenty of life in that. We've got 1 extra side pod to put on Danny's car and 1 extra suspension. So that should get Danny to the end of the season. Hopefully, I mean, there's only 2 races left, so I sure hope that we don't have to put any more parts on the car. So as I can see here, oops, let me switch back over to 2. So you can see the underfloor is really, is that the underfloor and the chassis? Because Oscar has both new ones. Yeah, so with the new underfloor and the new chassis, you can see it's quite a big difference in performance. So Oscar definitely going to be the better performing car of the 2. Let's check our calendar. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and continue on here. Choose the new sponsor plan. Let's see. Speak publicly. Race weekend. I mean, it's probably not the end of the world if we have Danny do that. Honestly, mentality, development rate, and mentality. Non-race appearance. So let's do that one with Danny to get a good chunk built out there. Wind tunnel. Factory tour. Affiliate driver. Let's do this one. Staff activity. Race engineer interview. Mid-session interviews and meeting skills for the teams. Interesting. Pit crew fatigue is gonna go down. I don't know if I want to do that, but it's not necessarily the end of the world because we only have 2 races left. Simulator experience. Let's do this one here, and maybe this last orange one. What is this? Scouts. So scouting will be unavailable. I think that's okay, honestly. I do think we need to do one more. Let's maybe swap this out for this one with Danny, I think. Sponsor event, non-race appearance, sponsor race day appearance. Alright, let's do this one here with Danny. Perfect. And that should set us up for the final sponsor plan. Let's check. What was I about to look into? Oh yeah, messing with the car. So we have a little bit of money, and I think we need to do some research for next season. We are currently in an ATR points period, and that's gonna stop. Oh, that's just for the development, but the points are gonna end Okay, when the new season starts, it looks like. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So now let us go to cars. Let's go ahead and get some research going for next season because we haven't really done any. And if you kind of hover over each part that we have here, you can see that there's minor technical changes happening to the side pod. Nothing happening to anything else other than the chassis. We are not that great in the engine cooling department currently, so side pods might not be a bad idea. But honestly, I think having a better chassis... Let's see. So I'm going to take a look at these percentages here. I'm going to go to side pods. A little bit lower here for the side pods. We could split. Let's actually do a split because we haven't done any splits yet. So let's go ahead and do a split. So I'm going to do about 3.4. Actually, let's do 3.5 for the chassis. Split this. Let's see, 45 plus, so 46 should give us half there. Perfect. So I'm just going to split that in half. I'm going to focus. There's not really many... not really many components to change on the chassis, so I'm just going to max these out completely. And that does obviously hinder certain departments, but I think doing all of it is not going to be a bad idea. So we'll hit continue there. We've got 8 engineers total, so let's just put half of them on this project. 4. It's going to be a milli. So let's go ahead and confirm that. And we're going to get some new side pods in research as well. What was that? Project, okay. So we're going to just hold this down, use the remainder of our points here. And you can see just by doing the points alone, we're getting huge buffs here. And very similarly with the chassis, there's not many kind of options for improvement. So I'm just going to max all of these out here to give everything a big boost. And you can see a pretty big increase in the engine cooling department. And that should help us with the reliability of the engine. So we should be able to get each individual engine unit to last a bit longer if we can, you know, keep it cooled down better. So let's put the remainder of our engineers on that, and it's going to be our last milli. So we only got 167,000 remaining. That's not good, but we might be okay. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead here. So look at that. We just got another 100 and some change, it looks like. And now we're about to jump into the Grand Prix weekend. Let's check our inbox here. I believe Qatar should definitely be a 2-stop. We are pretty comfortable still in P4 in the Constructors title, so that's awesome. And both of our boys are P6 and 7 in the Drivers' Championship, which is pretty solid as well. Yuki is pretty close behind. Oscar is a bit far away from Lando, obviously, to catch him back up in 2 races. But hopefully we can keep Yuki behind, as well as Richard. Richard's, you know, right on our tail too. It's not far-fetched for either of those 2 boys to surpass both of us if we don't have good weekends these last 2 races. Go ahead and check Qatar, medium speed performance, 2-stop strategy, 50% safety car chance. And we do have a sprint race this weekend, so I'll split the videos up. And let's see, not expecting rain. I sure hope not, but it will be quite warm. Let's go ahead and choose our race targets. Let's keep, if we don't do this, do we lose out on that money? Do we not get any of it? I'm kind of tempted to do this one just to be safe, because I don't know how Daning will perform, to be honest. But let's stay aggressive here because we could use the extra money. Go ahead and jump into the race weekend. Got 2 races remaining. Both in hot parts of the world, in desert conditions with high abrasion on the track due to sand blowing on and off the track throughout the whole weekend. Should be a fun race though. Kick Sauber not doing too well. Not doing too well in real life. They actually had an okay weekend in Vegas last weekend in real life with Joe. He got really close to the points, if I remember correctly. So pretty strong result for him. And poor Pierre qualifying P3 for Vegas. but unfortunately going out early within the first few laps due to an engine failure. Would have been very interesting to see how well he would have been able to perform. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get these sessions knocked out. I think I'll try to use this video and go through the sprint race itself, and then we'll end the video there, and then next video we'll come back with the race day qualifying and the race itself. So let's go ahead and get into this. Let's go ahead and bring the... I know some of these units are damaged, but I don't want to burn up the units we currently have on the car, because we're going to need those for actual race and qualifying. We should be able to use this one, though. Let's actually save that one just in case. So there we go for Danny. Let's do the same for Oscar. Let's do this engine here. Let's do, and this one, it's got an orange exclamation, so there's major damage to that one. So I will use this one, even though it is a less percentage. It's not actually physically damaged. And similarly here, I'll use this 37%. That should be plenty. We're going to take these tires to about 40 laps, so I think 15 is pretty solid. Let's increase by 1 lap here. Double check the setup. I'm kind of going to loosely rearrange this a bit just to see where we can land. Do something like that for Danny. Oscar, let's do something a little different. Maybe something like this. Cornering likes to go back. And alright, let's give that a shot. Go ahead and start practice 1. Now this is very tricky with the sprint weekends because we do not have all of the time in the world. We don't have 3 practice sessions to get the car set up. So I mean, this is very, very important sessions. Let Danny get towards the end here and get Oscar sent out. All right, let them cruise. Speed this up to 16 here, actually. And we'll come back when we get that first feedback loop.
How's the balance? It's a bit difficult to drive at the moment. Yeah, understood, Oscar.
All right, Oscar. He's not feeling too comfortable in the car quite yet. That's all right. We're really close with Danny. I think I will go ahead and bring Oscar. Actually, I'm gonna let him go a little bit further. I think I'm just gonna let them.
At the moment, I'd say it's a bit of a struggle.
So Danny not too happy either. At the moment, I'm gonna let them stay out and come back in on their own because we're really close to the actual run plan we originally started on. So I'm just gonna let them finish that out. Let them come back on their own. And we'll make some adjustments. Send it back out. All right, let's get Danny reset here. So we're pretty solid on the straights. Pretty far off everywhere else except for the braking stability. So for traction, I'm gonna go ahead and immediately bring this back 2 clicks. Cornering, let's bring this as far right as we can, it looks like. And I'm gonna move this over to the right as well. 2 clicks, 3 clicks. 3 clicks should be good. That gets me into the range here without moving too far away on the straights tab. Still pretty far out on the braking stability, so let's bring this toe out setting over. Maybe something about right there, I want to say. And I feel pretty confident there with Danny. Got 24. Let's just keep that same run plan of 16 laps. Oscar, let's get switched around as well. So Oscar's bad pretty much everywhere. Let's bring this back here. Bring the anti-roll back to, let's do 3 clicks here actually. Bring the cornering back over to the far right. Something about like that. Probably keep Oscar on the same tire as well and run plan. So cool, we'll confirm that. Get them sent back out as soon as they get reset. Let them do that next run plan. And that should put us close to the end of the session, unfortunately. So we're really only going to get 2 chances here to get the car, or really 1 chance to get the car as completely dialed as we possibly can. But that's all right, because we'll be saving the other sets of tires we have for qualifying and race. So let's see where this gets us.
Everything okay?
Yeah, it was okay.
Understood.
All right. So Oscar's feeling much better, but we are a bit too close to the end of the session here to bring him back in, make adjustments, and then get a proper feedback loop from Oscar. So we're just going to leave him out on that. Tires are wearing down, but that is all right. And Danny gave us now a feedback loop. Let's see how he likes the car. I don't think it'll prompt us because
Oscar, tyre update when you can.
because it was telling us about the tires. So we don't really know how Danny is feeling yet. That's all right. We're going to leave him out. Oh, here we go.
Everything's pretty
Nice.
stable.
So we were
Nice
much
one,
closer
guys.
with Danny on that adjustment. I think I will make an adjustment to Oscar's car before we get into sprint qualifying, but for now we're just going to leave it alone so at least keeps that confidence level going into the race weekend itself. And by leaving him out now, it gets us a little bit better comfortability on the track. So, ooh, Oscar got a puncture on the way back in. Good thing we were coming back in. All right, I'm just going to let this ride out, and we'll get back to the menu here in just a moment. All right, that is session over. Ollie Behrman stepping in for Ferrari in practice, putting in a scorcher, 26.9. And I think we scouted Ollie. If not, I need to double check and get that boy scouted because he's solid contender. And you can see here we got the track pretty good to 35% for one session. And Danny, not too shabby, getting him up to 85. Oscar, a little bit low still at 60%. If we were to make any changements, we wouldn't have had enough time to get another setup satisfaction rating. And that would have really tanked our driver preparation overall percentage here. So by leaving him kind of left on that setup, we were able to maintain our driver prep. And 60% is not the greatest, but it's much better than, potentially 50 or 40 that it would have been if we would have made any adjustments there. So let's hit continue here and jump into sprint qualifying. There's the team talking it over, thinking about what we should do to make those final adjustments to get Oscar a little bit more dialed in. We'll hit continue here. So now at this point, let's go ahead and switch our car parts back over to the best available units we have. And I know it seems like a lot of work for the pit crew, but luckily it seems to be not phasing them because we can kind of do this with no repercussions. Obviously doing this in real life would be a very, very strenuous process for the team to, switch the whole powertrain out, throughout the weekend. But in the game, it lets us do it for free and for no cost, pretty much. So let's see. We're really close with Danny. If I bring the anti-roll over one click, it's not bad. But then I need to move the front wing angle back to get. See, let's do one more, and let's bring the tire camber back over. That's more of an optimal level here, and I'm gonna leave that with Danny. So we'll make that adjustment, leave it there. Oscar's still doing pretty bad in the straights, so let's bring this back over. 1, 2, 3, maybe. Now let's bring it 2. Move the front wing angle back over here. And let's bring the toe out setting, honestly, probably about right there. And that should get us close enough. So I'm going to go ahead and start sprint quali. I'm going to simulate it straight to the sprint race because I don't want to see if those adjustments hindered us, but I would like to see if they helped us. But we'll find out here soon enough. Round 23, sprint race, Qatar. Lusail International Circuit coming up. The Haas car looking pretty nice. Speaking of extra cars on the grid, as they show us on camera. How about Cadillac coming into Formula One as the official 11th team on the grid starting 2026? That is going to be hella exciting. I am super stoked to see another American team on the grid and for it to be Cadillac. Let's go. All right, here we are, sprint race. So we got Danny and Oscar, much better on the setup. And so it does look like we can make further adjustments here, but I don't know if I want to. I can move this back over. Oh, brake park for once. Car goes on track, only front wing out. Oh, I see. Changes will be allowed after the sprint race, but we locked again after a car goes out. So let's cancel that, actually. Let's not make any adjustments. I see. So if we do want to make another adjustment, we can right after or right before. So, wow, interesting. They want us to do. Saves us 3 seconds, 1 second. Interesting. So very light strategy on the soft tire. All right, you know, let's give it a shot. I ain't scared. Let's do aggressive though on the first couple of laps and push the battery for sure. And then we will bring the tire strategy back down to get us through to the end. A few different strategies I see out here, a few different strats. I totally forgot to look at our qualifying positions, but we're about to find out. And Oscar P12, Danny P14, P15 it looks like.
Yes, use the chance now.
So we didn't have the greatest quali. All right, Danny getting bullied around, unfortunately. Okay. Oscar staying strong, making some good inroads already. So we do have the tire temp up. Ooh, Oscar sending one up the inside of Stroll there. Nice work, brother. Danny Rick stuck behind the two Haas boys. Looks like he's about to squeeze through Magnussen, potentially. K-Mag is very difficult to get around. K-Mag is a very good defensive driver.
Okay. Alrighty.
That's all right. That's all right, brother. So we'll switch over to the light strategy now. The tires are warmed up, and I don't want to risk putting too much stress on them early on because we need to get to the end here.
Okay, yep, understood now.
And hopefully this is the right call. We'll find out. About to get around through the first lap. We are going to get DRS enabled, but we are about a second away from Georgie Boy in front. So we are not going to get DRS immediately with Oscar, it seems like. DRS is now enabled. Lance is behind us, and he's going to have DRS most certainly, but there's only one DRS zone, and it is on this straight here. And pretty much everybody in front of us. Quite a few splits in front of us, so we might be all right. We might be all right yet. Especially towards the end, we'll have a little bit better tire, especially if some of these other people are going to be pushing on the soft or not. But let's go ahead and get this sped up a little bit here. I'll bring you back when we get close to the end.
Alrighty. Nice.
Right, lap 16 just started with Max, so we got about 4 to 5 laps remaining here. Getting close to the end, bring the speed down just a little bit. Push this extra fuel that we have so we can keep the car as light as possible. Been pretty smooth sailing so far. Oscar got past both Mercedes, which is awesome. Starting to close the gap a little bit to Fernando. Got 3 to go. I'm very tempted to go to standard here. Very, very tempted. I think once Max starts this next lap, we'll go ahead and go to standard mode, I think. Potentially. Oh, bring the fuel back down. We don't want to run out before the race is over. Max is now second to last. He's about to start the last. I think we're pretty comfy, actually. I think we're pretty comfy. Danny's a little bit closer to Lance there. Let's come back to standard. Let's go to 4-speed again. So I don't think Oscar's going to catch Alonso in time to get that last point for the sprint. Well, that's all right. That's all right. We did pretty dang good. I was a little weary about doing the light tire strategy, but it seemed to work out really well for us. And there it is. Max gonna take the dub. Checo taking P2, and Charlie Boy finishing up the podium on P3. That is gonna put us into solid P9, which isn't terrible. Too bad we're not getting any points for it. That's all right. Pretty good start to the race weekend so far. Let's see. I'm actually going to check and see where we started. Oscar's up 3 slots. Nice. And Danny up 2. So we do show some race pace. So I think choosing those sponsor targets that we did at the beginning of the weekend was a good move.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So usual instructions, Oscar. Engine off, wait 5 seconds, and then you can turn the ignition off.
Oh, we got a safety car out. What happened here? Did we run out of fuel? I didn't check it there. We might have actually run out of fuel right at the end there. Looks like we are on track.
Alrighty. Cheers,
Stop.
guys.
I wonder if we ran out of fuel. I wasn't really paying attention, but good thing we got across the line in time. P9 and P13.
You are P9.
Yep, that's all right. Nice work. Nice work, team. Got through just by the skin of our teeth there. Hey, whoa, easy there. Take it easy, whoever that was getting angry. Ain't no need for that. We did pretty good. Position gains across the board. Danny jumping 2 up into 13 and Oscar jumping 3 from P12. Nice work. Nice work. Well, that's going to do it for the end of this video. Practice and sprint quali and sprint is done. We are now ready to jump into the race day qualifying and then get into the race itself for the next video. That's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.